Okay, so my presentation is on guacamole. Guacamole is obviously made of avocados. It was originally a traditional Aztec dish, and the first known found account was in the early 1400s. The word guacamole was chosen because it was an in-between for the Spanish word for avocado and the Aztec word translating to literally avocado sauce. It's traditionally ground with a mortar and pestle style lava stone bowl into a almost chunky mush. You don't want it totally emulsified. There are several current issues facing the guacamole industry because of the avocado industry. Avocados are obviously native to South America, and they're a highly sought after commodity in the United States and in several other countries. Drug cartels in Mexico have taken control of prime land for growing avocados because of how profitable they are. And there's a sort of land war going on between people who have recently bought or already own avocado farms because of the fact that these heavily armed, heavily powerful people want their land. In the past few weeks, the US has gone back and forth on deciding to stop importing their avocados in an effort to close off markets and discourage them from doing this kind of thing. From the USDA's Food Data Central, the nutrient composition of a cup of avocado is this: 234 calories, 22 grams of fat, 8.3 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber, and avocados are also a good source of vitamins C, E, and B6, also known as folate, which is very important in fetal development. Avocados themselves do not cause or prevent any known illness. They are, however, high in good fats, which are better for your heart than saturated fats. They don't clog your arteries the way that saturated fats do. As far as the dreaded avocado and telling how it's ripe, or how ripe it is, rather, according to the guacamole glossary, dark skin and being slightly squishy are good indicators of ripeness in an avocado. If they're turning darker but they're not squishy, or if they're still bright green, that's not a ripe avocado. So you need to figure out when it's ripe, and as we all know, eat it right then because the day after it won't be good. Avocados are near constant producers. They never have a dormant period, which I thought was very interesting, but that makes sense because they grow where there is very little um, of a real seasonal cyclic nature. Everything's pretty much warm and sunny all the time. For instance, in the United States, they're mainly grown in California and a few in Florida. And an orchard has a useful life of up to 40 years, making them a very sustainable crop as far as crops go. If you think about things like corn or cucumbers or tomatoes, those are vegetables that we have to plant multiple times a year. But you plant avocados once every 40 years if you take good care of them, and they're near constant producers, so you get a lot out of what little inputs you put into them. Here's a recipe from Lisa Bryan at Downshiftology. Use half a small onion, finely diced, 3 avocados, 2 Roma tomatoes, 3 tablespoons of fresh cilantro, a jalapeno pepper, 2 garlic cloves, the juice of 1 lime, and a half a teaspoon of sea salt. Basically, chop all of this up, throw it either into a stone bowl with a mortar and pestle, or I've seen some people just do it with a fork, a spoon, even a food processor, and mash it to the point that it's softer but not totally mashed down to just emulsification point. I did not care for the taste of guacamole at all. When I was like 6, somebody offered me an avocado. I liked I tried it. I did not like it, so therefore I had never tried guacamole, and I was right. I didn't like it. It was like creamy, almost like ranch dressing, but instead of tasting like ranch dressing, it had a very strong green vegetable taste. I just did not like it. Here's a picture of the little salsa guacamole thing I tried. And now for the comparison. I have this tendency to think of foods I did not grow up around as gross. I think really just because of like a lack of exposure to these foods, their ingredients, and the ways that they're prepared. Other people who grew up eating this probably have a very different perspective than I do, but they also probably think that things I grew up eating are gross. For instance, cornbread is a cultural dish to me. Um, so I don't think of that as gross or different or weird the way that I do guacamole or avocados. And here are all my references. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please just message me on Canvas.